right, so cool. Here we go. All right. So, hey, everybody, welcome to the Risers Hub. Today, I'm really excited because I would like to welcome Vivian Ajayi. Am I saying it right? Yes.
You are all good.
Yes, a certified personal trainer online and in person. Vivian also teaches dance lessons online, which is kind of like Zumba, street pop, and jazz. So anything that makes your soul move. Yep. And then also, Vivian is from the UK, which I had no idea. I thought she was right here in DC with a beautiful British accent, but I was completely wrong. She is overseas. So I'm so happy she agreed to do this podcast. I'm excited to learn more about Vivian because she helps women drop that dress size and start feeling confident and empowered. Plus, she helps women feel good but naked. Like that right there, but naked, like that's what pretty much drew me in. So I'm just going to be honest. So I follow a lot of personal trainers online because I am a gym rat. And what caught my eye about Vivian is she lifts a lot of weight and she's very fit visually. And you can tell she's a force to be reckoned with. Her personal workouts appear to be very intense, but she explains each exercise, why she's doing it, and she's very precise and correct and very knowledgeable about what she's doing. And a lot of influencers on social media do not do that. They kind of just show you how to do it and they show you the final results. And we don't know if where they started from and where they ended. So today I want to hit on a couple of points about women in weightlifting and even a little bit of body image. We were talking a little bit about that and why it's important and possibly debunk some of these misconceptions of weightlifting for women. So welcome, Vivian. How are you?
Thank you. I'm so good. I'm very much in the UK.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, I'm really good. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No problem. So my first question to you is how did you get started in the fitness industry and why?
Good question. I've always been into fitness one way or another from a young age. Started as in dancing, moved into athletics and team sports. So I've always been in that world. And then I found after I left uni, I didn't move as much. I got into the world of work, a very different job to what I have now, and I just didn't move as much. And I missed it. But what I found is that I took a bit too much comfort in food, and I love food. I am a real
Doesn't love
foodie,
food.
but I love food.
Yes.
But you know the line when you're just taking a little bit too much comfort in that and not moving as much, and I missed that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get a personal trainer.
Hmm.
So I looked into it because I just, with work, it was really hard to walk anywhere. I didn't have anywhere to walk to. I wasn't a member of a gym. I couldn't find any team sports to be involved in. So I thought I'll get a personal trainer. And I looked into the prices. And at that time, I did afford. I cannot afford a personal trainer. So I looked into this guy and he was lovely. And he was a quarter of the price of normal coaches. I thought, deal. This sounds amazing. I'm going to get involved. God love him. Can you remember Sean T?
Yes, I know exactly who that is.
He basically was just repeating everything he saw off the Sound Insanity video. And it became very apparent that this was not going to work, and I wasn't going to quite hit the goals that I expressed to him at the beginning. So I went back to the drawing board, went back to the gym, and said, "Look, I need a personal trainer who is knowledgeable. Ideally, for me, I wanted a woman. Nothing against men. I just wanted someone who I felt a bit closer to, that would understand my goals, my struggles." And I got back into it with her. I had 3 sessions a week with this lady. Her name's Jodie. She's amazing. She's in Solihull. Shout out to her. Uh, and she just got me falling back in love again with fitness and what my body was capable of. At that time, I was going through a hard time family wise. We had a loss in the family. I had to help step up and help run the family business. And it took a lot from me, but having those 3 sessions a week,
Mhm.
it gave me the strength to be able to deal with the day to day in
Exactly.
family. It really did. And I don't think I realized how much until maybe 6 months later that having that me time, it was vital. It really was. So after that, I remember going back home and saying, Mom, I'm going to retrain. I want to give other people what Jodie gave to me.
Gotcha.
So that's how I got into fitness. And that was now back in 2016.
Oh, wow. That's kind of, well, well, these years are going by so fast. It's kind of recent, but what's interesting that you said is that you went to one personal trainer and he didn't work out for you, so you kept looking until you found the
Oh,
one. And like I always tell people, when you're looking for a personal trainer, it's like dating. You got to keep going if you can't find the one. And that when you find the
yeah.
one, you found the perfect person to work with you.
Yeah.
Now that you have gotten to the point where you're actually a trainer, and we'll talk about this later too. I noticed that you made a comment about when you were working, it was hard because you couldn't even go anywhere and walk. So,
Mm,
can you touch on what a person can do right now, like at this moment, if they're listening to this podcast, they're like, "That's the problem. Like, I don't have the resources, or I can't even walk, here or there." Like, what is one thing they can do right now to start if they're sitting at their desk and they don't know where to start?
yeah. You have to make time.
Mhm.
It's as simple as that. You have to, sorry, something came up then. You have to make time. You have to kind of say to yourself, what is it I want to see for myself in 2 months' time, 3 months' time, and how am I going to get there? The truth is, in order to see change, you have to make change.
Exactly.
So even though at the time I felt like I couldn't walk anywhere, the truth is, once I got a personal trainer, I walked to the gym. So I made the two
That's
walks.
the answer. It's exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So there is always something you can do. And I'd say start small, start with something that doesn't feel overwhelming, something that doesn't take too much from you in the beginning. So you're not going to end up just going, oh my God, I can't do this, and quit after a week. So if you feel overwhelmed at the thought of doing an hour exercise a day, let's start with 20 minutes walk around the block at lunchtime. Or maybe start your day off with that if you can. Or maybe just go downstairs into the kitchen and start with 10 minutes worth of skipping. Just move. Just say to yourself, put it in your diary. I always say to my clients, make an appointment with yourselves. The same way I make an appointment with you, I have to put in my diary when I'm going to work out. And
Yeah.
I've got to put it there. It's an appointment with myself, and I will not compromise that without good reason. And I think that's important. Whatever it's 10 minutes, half an hour, try and put it in there because, like I said, to see change, you have to make change. It's as simple as that.
You've just summed up like 5 of my podcasts that I just had because you talked about change, you're basically talking about self-care, and you're talking about the importance of yourself first and putting it in what you call your diary or your journal or your calendar and making sure it's happening. So I really, really like that. So my next question to you is, what is your favorite part about being a personal trainer?
Ah, the changes that I get to be part of. I always feel a little bit, I don't know, silly talking about this. It sounds a little bit melodramatic and over the top, but to be part of so many people's lives when they get to celebrate those small wins and the big wins, to hear them say, I went for a walk with my family the other day, and I was able to get up the hill, and I couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe how fit I was now. Or someone said I flipped over the mattress in my bedroom without any help, and my hubby was standing at me like, "Oh my God, it's the She-Hulk now." Big little things like that. Or
Yes.
I have a client who has just had a heart transplant about a year ago now, and one of our sessions was to start interval training, so some runs on the treadmill. And it wasn't until we started that I saw fear in her eyes. I was like, God, this is quite immense. Most people have a slight panic attack when you're going to get them on the treadmill
Right.
to run for the time. But hers was a new level. And it was the fear of, will this part give in? Will I be okay? And we got to the end of the session, and once I saw that, so I thought, we have to conquer this. We have to conquer this now, because if we don't, that's it. It's embedded. Once we got to the end of the session, I asked Melly, my client, what's your highlight? She said, I can run. I haven't run since I was a child, and I can run. And that was really powerful, because that I can now see that the door is open for her now. She's like, what else can I do?
Exactly. Oh, exactly.
So seeing change in someone is the best part of my job. The
I
hand,
Yeah, I hands down agree with that because and also too, when you see that light bulb pop up in their head, like, and then you just get the chills in your body, like, "Okay, I help them."
smile, they wipe off their
Yes.
face. It's you know, sometimes you don't want to brag in front of your friends. Oh, I did this, I did that. But when your client gets to brag with you, they get to go, oh my God, I've just done this. Just
Yes.
managed to finish. Like, brag away, sweetie, brag away, because I am all for that. I am your cheerleader. So, yeah, it's been able to be part of that and know that you helped just that little bit in improving their confidence. Yeah, it's impressive.
It's fantastic. Okay,
It's
so my next question to you is when someone is looking for a personal trainer, what should they be looking for? I know that I've touched on it a little bit, but I want to hear what you have to say.
honestly, I think that you should stand if you let's say you've got 2 floors of your gym, you should stand upstairs, give yourself a week or two, and just watch. Watch for the clients who you can see joy. You can see that they are working hard, but with a smile on their face. Don't get me wrong, they're going to grimace through every single exercise. But when you see at the end of that set that they're smiling and they're happy,
Yeah.
and watch the trainer as well. Make sure that they are engaged and focused on their client. They're not looking around here on their phone every 5 seconds. Watch for that. Right,
Yes, I know what you're talking about. That's why I'm like, say it, say it.
right. You're not recording anything. I know that you're literally just on your phone texting someone back.
Right.
But watch for that relationship
Mhm.
because that's what's important. I think for me, I love my clients and I love understanding what they're doing on a day-to-day basis and how their exercise routine can help them with that.
Okay.
So you could do that from communicating, from talking during your sessions. That's the time we get to spend together, really.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would say stand up there for a couple of weeks and watch what that relationship is like. The ones that are engaged are what is probably the coach that you want to lean towards.
And I always like to give simplistic examples. So, ladies out there, it's like trying to find someone to do your hair. You got to go to the shop. You got to sit down and talk to them. You have to watch them do other ladies' hair. And if they walk out with a fly hairstyle, that's your that's your hairstyle. Same thing for personal trainers. And I know exactly what you're talking about because I've seen so many personal trainers sitting there. They're looking over here, and their client is right here. And it's like, what are you
What are you
doing?
looking, what are you looking at?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. So, what kind of personal trainer would you say you are?
I'm the one that I want you to feel strong, empowered, and confident outside of the gym, just as much as I want you to feel that in the gym. So it's all well and good you coming to me and saying you have a physical goal.
Right.
That's a great start point. But I want to know how you want to feel however many months from now. When you wake up, what do you want to say to yourself? Because a lot of women come to me with speak very negatively to themselves. I'm rubbish at this. I can't do that. I don't look good in that. I want to know what words you want to say to yourself in 6 months' time because you'll work towards. That's the goal. Because once I can teach you everything in the gym, I can teach you good technique and good form. I can teach you how many reps you need to do this, that, and the other. But that confidence is what's going to make you come back again without me. And for me, fitness is a lifetime thing. It's not just for the moment. We all have our goals where it's, I want to hit this by this date. I'm going away there. I've got a wedding on this date. But what's after that?
After that. Exactly.
That's really important. And that for me is what I work for. I'm the sort of trainer that's looking past just that initial goal. I want you to walk out of this gym feeling empowered. And I want you to be able to share that with your friends and share that with your family. I don't know if that really answers your question, but
It does. It does. And I think I also believe that being a personal trainer, I used to be a personal trainer for years, and I'm still like a lifetime, but I don't practice it right now. But the thing about being a personal trainer is it's our job to train you so that when you're not with us,
You can do it.
4, 6, 8 weeks down the line, you can do it yourself. Like, and if
And
you,
no worry.
yeah, exactly. Like, I want you to be able to walk out of here in 2 months and be like, you know what? If I can't afford this, or if I can't do this anymore, or if I can't, or if I want to do it on my own, I can do it on my own, and feel like you can still hear my voice in your head pushing forward. That's always been my goal. So I love what you just said, because I totally agree with everything that you just said. That's fantastic. Okay, so we're going to talk about women and lifting weights, because the one thing that
Mhm.
I hear uh, from many women is, well, I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to get too muscular. And I think we need to help debunk that mythology. So there, that idea of women and lifting weights. So what would you say are the top 3 to 5 benefits of lifting weights for men and women?
In terms of lifting weight, one of the benefits is the more muscle, the more lean muscle you have, the more efficient your body is at burning calories. So if you want to maintain a healthy weight or encourage fat loss, then we really want to increase that lean muscle mass. And that's done through lifting weights. Um, as a result, you will see a more defined and sculpted figure. Men and women alike love that.
Mhm.
And that in turn can help you lifting weights, exercising in general, but lifting weights will in turn help you alleviate stress, enhance your mood. That's really important. That's going to help you keep coming back. That's going to help on your day to day. I think a lot of times people worry about lifting weights and worry that you're going to end up being quite beefy, bulky. The truth is, you've probably been carrying around your 2-year-old toddler for God knows how long on your hip, for God knows how long. And that toddler is about what, 25 pounds? That didn't make you bulky. The shopping that you pick up every single day and carry to and from the car to the house, that didn't make you bulky. So picking up a few weights at the gym is absolutely not going to make you bulky overnight.
That's
You're wrong.
fantastic way to that no, that is a fantastic way to explain it. Like, I'm gonna steal that from you. That is, like, perfect. It's true.
You're carrying your child every day whilst pushing the pram, carrying all your shopping, and you do this day in, day out, and you're not bulky. And that stuff is heavy.
I remember my oldest daughter, and I couldn't get to the gym, so I was so busy working and raising her and being a wife, and I remember, like, doing squats with her in my hand in the hallway. I didn't get bulky.
You didn't get bulky, right?
I tried.
The truth is, men, when it comes to women and lifting, men have a much higher amount of testosterone in their body than women do. So it's physiologically a real challenge for women to get bulky or to gain that much muscle mass, the likes that you see on Arnold, for instance,
Mhm, mhm.
in that time. You would have to be training very, very hard. And when I say very hard, I mean, 3, 4 hours, 6, 7 days a week for around a year before you start to see the changes that you don't want to see. It would take a lot, and I mean a lot,
Right.
for even attacking your nutrition. So, which is a massive part of it. So there's really no need to worry about that. Like I say, if you carry all those things on a day-to-day basis and your bags to the car and X, Y, Z, and you haven't turned out to be like Popeye, then you don't need to worry about picking up weights in the gym. It would take too much time. All you're going to do is end up with more lean muscle mass. And that is your goal for a sculpted, toned body.
Mhm, mhm. So now that you've broken that down, what is happening when people are lifting weights? What's happening to the muscles? Like, can you explain that? Because I think a lot of times when people go in, they expect to see instant results, or they're not seeing them fast enough. But your muscle itself is actually going through a process. So can you explain that a little bit?
Right. So when it comes to muscle, what we're trying to do is try to tear apart those. Did you want a scientific approach to it, or did you want just a
Yeah,
general
of course. That was the knowledge. What are you talking about?
You were just making sure.
Yes.
So what we're is we're trying to tear and rip those muscle fibers apart. And in doing so, we are then encouraging them to repair through the use of protein, to repair stronger each time. That is what we're trying to do. Rip them apart. And that's what you're doing when you're exercising. So, for instance, let's say we're doing a leg press or you're doing a squat, however you want to do that. You're working and you're putting those muscles under tension, under pressure, tearing them apart. And then we want them to repair. And as they repair, they're repairing each time a little bit stronger. So that's the process that we're trying to encourage every single time we are lifting weights in the gym or at home. And that's what I mean by creating lean muscle mass. That is what we're trying to do. The leaner muscle mass you have, the more it encourages your body to work more efficiently, again, at burning calories. So if your goal in the long run is to see a sculpted, toned, defined body or to increase the amount of muscle you have to lift weights in order to get there.
Yeah, and then that's why when you do work out and you do lift weights, a personal trainer will tell you, okay, you're going to work on this day on these muscles, but you're going to give them a break the next day because it takes an entire 24 to 48 hours for them to repair themselves, so you can get back in there. So, and then also too, what I know what it is, but what is it called when you work out and then the next day you're extremely sore?
Or the next day after that.
Yeah.
Those good on. So I've had a few calls at times when people say, honestly, I've had this a couple of times when people have said, do I need to go see a doctor because something really hurts? I don't think I can use my arms or I can't get off the toilet. I'm like, congratulations, you're welcome, well done. But delayed onset muscle soreness is something that we all go through at one stage or another. And it's very common to go through it at the very beginning. So the first time you've done an intense workout in either a long time or possibly ever, and you get that feeling of just sincere, sensational amount of pain, and you think something wrong. And this can last anything from a day, sometimes 3 or 4 days. And it's nothing to be worried about. It's also not an indication necessarily of a great workout. You don't have to feel that every time for you to say, I had a perfect workout. It just means your body has gone through a serious amount of stress during that workout. And like you said, it can come 24 hours, or sometimes it's the gift that keeps on giving from 48 hours later.
And then
You've got to wait.
Exactly. I know that, like, and just so everyone knows, even if you're not a fit person trying to be a fit person, and then you feel what I call DOMS, when you feel that for the next day or two, even if you're a professional athlete and you're starting your season over and you have to start again, they're feeling the same thing too. So everyone feels it. It's nothing new. Exactly. The only time I think that you really need to be concerned about it, it feels like you can't lift or move or do things, but you'll know the difference between like a torn muscle versus muscles that are repairing themselves. So there is a distinct difference. So, but yeah, always talk to your trainer and make sure that everything is copacetic and you're good. Because it can be very painful.
It can be, and like you said, over time you get used to it, or if you're lucky, you don't feel it. But like I said, everyone at one stage or another will feel that, whether they are a pro athlete or a complete newbie. If you haven't done it for a while, you are most likely going to feel DOMS, and it will take you a little while to recover from it. But it's just your muscles repairing, and the more protein you can get into your system, the quicker you'll speed up that repair. And also, if you stretch, which is very undervalued, if you stretch, you'll also or walk as much as possible, move that body. Again, the effects of DOMS will slowly disappear.
And then, so what is your advice on how? I'm not going to get into the numbers with proteins, but when should you get the protein in your body after the workout? Should it be within that hour, 2 hours, a day? What is your suggestion?
Really, there's been so much research around it, and it doesn't matter If I told you to do it first thing in the morning or straight after a workout, which is very much what was the agreed way for so long, the truth is just get it in.
Yeah.
That I know a lot of times people say try and get it in within half an hour of your workout finishing. And that's great because that's when your body has been put under that stress. That's when you've torn those muscle fibers. So yeah, getting protein in straight after there when your body is more open to it. Great. Not everyone can do that. So the thing is to try and make sure that protein is featured in every part of your day. So your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, your snacks. If you kind of do it like that, you won't feel so overwhelmed by trying to get 120 grams, 170 grams worth of protein in. Because it can be quite an overwhelming number when you start to look at your macros and see how much protein you should be getting in for your goal. Sometimes I think, how am I supposed to get all that in without just drinking lots and lots of protein shake? I always find the easiest way is to go, actually, how can I inject it in both in each of my meals throughout the day? So that would be the best thing for me. And then if you need a bit more, try and have a shake if you can after your workout.
Yeah, if I can add to that, like, I recently went to the doctor about a month ago and I needed to put more protein into my diet. Even though I work out and I run, I do all these things. Like there are some things that I'm a human being, I lack doing. And
Of
so
course.
so what I made sure that I was doing is I start to watch how I was eating. And so what
Mhm.
I did is I would add a yogurt to my breakfast. If I wasn't getting enough protein there, if I didn't even get my protein shake. And then at lunchtime I made sure that I had like, 2 or 3 slices of turkey. And then, and then for my dinner, I made sure that I had a protein with my dinner, a significant amount. And so that's how I added it in there. And then if you're a vegetarian, there's so many different things that you can implement into your diet as well that has a lot of protein in it, from like beans and tofu and
Also,
things like that. Yeah, exactly. That you can, and there's even like I think vegan powdered drinks with protein in it. It just depends on like, but the thing is that you have to pay attention to how you're eating and what's
yeah,
going to your body to make sure that you're getting the protein, and don't depend solely on the protein shakes because you're going to need protein other sources as well.
exactly. I completely agree. I completely agree with you. And you'll typically you'll find when I sit with my clients and go through their nutrition, just their kind of day to day, you find that they are lacking the protein, especially at breakfast time. So if you can just get it there, it makes such a difference.
It does.
Already, at least another 20 grams worth of protein in you, which had a massive impact. So yeah, your doctor was right, and getting it throughout the day is a lot easier than depending on protein shake or trying to get it in at dinner time.
Exactly, exactly. Now, my next question to you is, how do you convince women not to be afraid of lifting weights?
You got to ask them what their goal is. What is your long term goal? Because I'm pretty sure whatever it is, lifting weights is going to help you get there quicker. That's
Yeah,
the
you're
truth.
right. You're right.
It is whether it's a case of, like I said, weight gain or weight loss. You want to do it in a healthy way, and lifting weight is going to help you do that. Whether it's a case of seeing, I want to see definition and sculpting. Cardio alone will not help that.
Right.
Lifting weights will help sculpt and tone.
Mhm.
Often use that word, but tone those muscles. We know what we mean by that. Whether it's a case of nothing boosts your confidence and makes you feel more empowered than lifting something. What's heavy? You just gotta try it. Try it and then come back and tell me that I was wrong. I guarantee you won't. Nothing feels better than going, oh my God, I couldn't do that today, but check me out now.
It feels so empowering. I go to the gym, like that's why I can't wait to go today. And I feel like when I walk out, I'm the Rock with Holly Berry's face. Until I look in the mirror, it's a completely different situation.
You're like,
But
right. Uh, I
that's how I feel.
I took a class yesterday and it's called Badass Class. And it's all about the lower body. So I had some newbies come into the class as well. So it was just a real injection of energy. And they did not know what was coming. But I was like, oh, fresh blood. They loved it. And the thing is, after that class was done, they empowered me. I was like, right, I was going to do upper body, but now I'm on this. I want to do what you guys did. There's nothing
Exactly.
better than lifting that way. And it's not about being the strongest in the gym or the person that lifts the heaviest or anything like that. It's doing you.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
what can I do today that I couldn't do yesterday? That
Exactly.
feels
I remember teaching spin class, and this lady would watch the other women leave the class, and they'd be like drenched in sweat or whatever. And she came up to me. She, she goes, "I watch you teach this class," and she goes, "I want to be part of it so bad, but I'm so scared." I'm like, "What are you scared of? We're just on a stationary bike. We're not going anywhere. No one's gonna hit you." And she's like, "Because it just seems so intense." I said, "You know what? Come to the next class, sit way in the back, and just pedal. Just I don't care.
yeah,
We're up, we're down,
be
going fast, but just pedal." And she's like,
yeah.
"Okay, all right." So she did it, and she came back because she loved the music, she loved the energy, and then she started trying to pick up each little step with her. She's now a spin instructor because
They,
she went in and she just tried, and it's
yeah.
those little steps that can change a person's life, and it's just so empowering when you actually go in and you're trying and you do it, and the next thing you know it, you're taking over. That alone is amazing. So yes,
It,
yeah.
it is. I'm totally with you on that. Do it with someone as well. And I the class that I taught yesterday, it was all women. There's something good about that. I don't know.
Oh
There's just
yeah.
something
Oh
great about going, let's do this. We get to do us
yes.
and it feels so good. So yeah, if you're ever worried or just feel a bit overwhelmed at the idea of stepping into that space, go and do it with another girlfriend or go into a class, speak to the instructor from the get-go, share your worries and your fears and let them help and guide you
Yeah.
because one day you might end up taking the class.
You might. Yep, you might. I love it.
If
Now, do you have a story? You kind of touched on it earlier and just now, but like, do you have a specific case that that you could share with the audience that really helped you as a trainer and as a person? Because I always feel like, when you meet that one person that you're training and they can even make you see things in a different way.
Yes, yeah, I have a few actually, but in terms of working with someone who helps you see something in a different way, I had this beautiful, beautiful girl. She she came to me because she had a condition, which very, very long words, which I can't remember, but essentially it meant that she had a dropsy in both of her feet.
Wow.
And so couldn't walk without chain. Walking 10 meters would mean that would cause a severe pain and would also she'd get quite out of breath because she couldn't move very well, meant she didn't move as much, meant she had gained weight, meant her fitness levels were quite low. She'd had a couple trainers before and she had gone to the trainers with the goal of I want to sit back in my own bed. I just want to feel like me again. I'm 26 years old. I should be able to move more than this.
Mhm.
And every trainer she went to limited her. They saw her condition and they didn't want to push her, make her feel uncomfortable. So when she came to me, it's all well and good. I can see physically the challenges, but I was like, what is it you want? What is it you want to be able to do a year from now? And one of the things that stuck in my mind, she said, I want to be able to wear heels.
Oh
Oh,
wow. Yeah.
yes. And wear heels and go to a family party and not have everyone look at me because I'm just wearing heels. That was a challenge because she could barely wear, she hated the trainers that she had to wear. They were ugly as ugly, big, thick, horrible things that she hated. So we needed to be able to walk, let alone wear heels. She had surgery, which was essentially reconstructive surgery. She finally found a surgeon who said, right, we can help you with this. But it did mean that she wasn't going to be able to walk for about 8 weeks at all. And they had to break quite a bit of her and then reconfigure. It was painful.
Yeah.
And when we started working together, I said, my goal for you is to be able to wear heels, which means we need to be able to get to the point where you can walk up the stairs, where you can do walking lunges, where you can do all of those things so that you can handle a whole evening in heels. So she taught me to not limit someone because of what you're seeing. Do not put your limitations upon someone else because you do not know what they're capable of. Let them show you. And God, did she show me? She can run now.
Oh my goodness.
And she is fabulous.
That's
But
a fantastic story.
it makes me feel because I just know the struggles that she went through, the things like dating. She felt like she couldn't walk, she couldn't date because they'd see her condition and then they'd be put off. I'm like, let them see you, but let them see you, not just your condition. Let them see you. Be that person that works really hard every single time you step into the gym. Let's work, let's do this, and let's see what you're capable of. So yeah, I think from having her, that's helped me now. Look at other people go, oh, I wonder what you're going to surprise me with.
That is absolutely fantastic. I've got like chills right here. We just need to start and make those small steps. And I think out of everything that you said, that's basically the basis of this particular podcast is just making that small step to start and to get out there, look for the personal trainer that you're looking for or the group. You can even look for a group that's working together. Just get involved and start moving. So Vivian, I want to thank you so much for being part of the Risers Hub podcast. You are now part of the family over here.
Thank you for having.
I definitely want you to come back.
I'm relieved.
Yes. And please tell everybody where they can find you online.
So you can find me. Instagram is probably the best place to find me. So at Vivian Ajayi 17, that's 17. You can find me there or via my website, vivianajayi.com. And all the contact details are there. So hit me up, come say hi.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks. Well, really appreciate it.
If you like this podcast, please like and share. Thank you. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Remember, this podcast is meant for both education and entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed therapist, so it's crucial to consult your physician, psychotherapist, or qualified health professionals for personalized advice. Until next time, take care.